The sun peeked over the rooftops of Maplewood Drive, a suburban neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio. The lawns were freshly mowed, sprinklers ticking rhythmically, and an American flag fluttered lazily on a porch. A Labrador barked from behind a white picket fence, and the faint aroma of brewed coffee spilled into the crisp autumn air. Inside a two-story beige house with blue shutters, Ethan Parker, a 29-year-old software analyst, tied the laces of his running shoes. He wore navy shorts, a gray hoodie with Ohio State in bold letters, and wireless earbuds dangled around his neck. His best friend and roommate, Jake Henderson, leaned against the kitchen counter in plaid pajama pants and a faded red socks t-shirt, sipping orange juice from a mason jar. Jake grinned mischievously. "You going for your morning run? Don't trip over your own ambition." Ethan smirked. "At least I do something before noon." Unlike someone who considers Call of Duty a cardio workout. The fridge hummed as the two exchanged their typical brotherly banter. Outside, their neighbor Mrs. Clarkson, a retired teacher with silver hair tied neatly in a bun, waved as she watered her chrysanthemums. Jake whispered, "She's too nice. I feel guilty every time we prank her with the fake Amazon package." Ethan chuckled, jogging out the door. "That was you, man. Don't drag me into your mischief." American neighborhoods carry a strange mix of calm and comedy. Behind manicured lawns and friendly waves, little mischiefs often brew. Pranks, especially among friends, are not just about laughs, they're about bonds. And today, Ethan's routine run would unknowingly become the stage for Jake's next prank, the kind that tests patience, resilience, and humor. Ethan jogged toward Franklin Park, maple leaves crunching under his sneakers. The jogging path wrapped around a serene lake where ducks paddled lazily. College students tossed frisbees, a group of moms pushed strollers, and an older man in a windbreaker fed pigeons near a bench. Meanwhile, Jake drove his dusty blue Ford Ranger, parking near the trail entrance. He wore aviator sunglasses and carried a duffel bag stuffed with props, a whoopee cushion, an extra-large fake spider, and a neon sign that read, "Free hugs." He muttered to himself, Phase 1, the spider. Phase 2, public embarrassment. As Ethan slowed near the water fountain, Jake crouched behind a tree, releasing the fake spider with fishing line. It dangled right in front of Ethan's face. Ethan froze, then yelped loud enough to turn heads. A group of college kids laughed, and even the man feeding pigeons chuckled under his breath. Ethan swatted it away, spotting Jake rolling in the grass, laughing uncontrollably. "Dude, really?" Ethan shouted, wiping sweat from his forehead. Jake, still cackling, said, "You should have seen your face." That was a TikTok-worthy scream. Pranks, harmless ones, thrive on timing and exaggeration. In American culture, they're stitched into dorm life, office breaks, even family barbecues. Yet, the prankster forgets one truth: every prank plants a seed for payback. And Ethan, though red-faced now, began watering that seed in his mind. Later that afternoon, the two sat at Darlene's Diner, a 1950s-style eatery with red leather booths, a jukebox humming Elvis tunes, and the smell of grilled burgers filling the air. Waitresses in teal uniforms balanced trays of milkshakes and fries. Ethan poked at his cheeseburger. "You know, one day your pranks are going to backfire big time." Jake sipped his vanilla milkshake dramatically. "Come on, man. It's tradition. Friends prank each other. It's American law." Across the diner, Sammy Lopez, their high school buddy turned firefighter, slid into the booth with them. He wore his department t-shirt, smelling faintly of smoke and aftershave. "What's this law I'm hearing about?" Sammy asked. Jake grinned. "The law of laughter. Keep your friends humble by keeping them on edge." Sammy raised an eyebrow. "Sounds like you're begging for karma." Ethan smirked. "Oh, it's coming. He doesn't know it yet, but it's coming." The jukebox switched to a rock and roll track, and an older couple slow danced by the counter, reminding everyone that joy is timeless. The three friends laughed, their voices blending with the diner's chatter, but Ethan's mind was already sketching a blueprint for revenge. Lunch in small-town diners is where friendships are refueled, one greasy fry at a time. And while Jake bragged about his art of mischief, Ethan quietly sharpened his patience. Because friendship isn't about avoiding conflict. It's about knowing when to strike back with humor, not harm. That evening, back at their apartment, a modest two-bedroom with beige walls, IKEA furniture, and posters of classic rock bands, Ethan sat at his desk with his laptop open. A storm brewed outside, raindrops tapping against the window, lightning briefly illuminating the room. Jake lounged on the couch, gaming headset on, shouting into the mic at strangers online. Ethan smirked, whispering to himself, "All right, Henderson. You want pranks? Let's design one you'll never forget." He began typing. Step 1, fake eviction notice. Step 2, rearrange furniture to make the apartment look burglarized. Step 3, set up hidden speakers to play creepy whispers at night. He leaned back, cracking his knuckles. This is going to be legendary. Outside, thunder rolled, and the hum of the city quieted under the rain. Revenge in friendship is never about cruelty, it's about balance. In America, where roommates share rent, chores, and often stress, pranks become both irritations and glue. Tonight, while lightning painted the sky, Ethan prepared not just to prank back, but to remind Jake, every laugh you plant comes back to bloom. The following morning, the rain had cleared, leaving the streets glistening under soft sunlight. Maplewood Drive smelled of wet asphalt and fresh grass. Inside the apartment, Jake shuffled into the kitchen wearing mismatched socks, his Red Sox cap pulled low, and reached for the cereal box. As he poured milk into his bowl, his eyes caught something unusual, a white envelope taped to their front door. The bold red letters screamed, "Notice of eviction 72 hours to vacate." Jake's jaw dropped. He tore the envelope open, scanning the legal-sounding jargon Ethan had meticulously typed the night before. Failure to comply will result in court-ordered removal. Signed, Columbus Housing Authority. Jake's spoon clattered into the bowl, milk splashing onto his pajama top. "What the, Ethan?" he shouted, storming toward his roommate's bedroom. Ethan, feigning sleep, turned lazily. "Dude, what's your problem?" Jake waved the notice like a white flag of panic. "We're getting evicted. You didn't pay the rent?" Ethan sat up, yawning dramatically. "Calm down, man. Let me see." He squinted at the paper, then chuckled. "Oh no, this is serious. We'll have to live with Mrs. Clarkson and her cats." Jake's face paled. Not the cats. Anything but the cats. Ethan barely suppressed his grin. Jake, pacing the room, muttered about selling his Xbox, moving into his truck, and finding emergency hot dogs in his freezer. Pranks are mirrors. They reflect the nerves we hide behind our bravado. Jake, usually the master of mischief, now stood cornered by panic. And Ethan, though enjoying every second, knew the best pranks aren't about breaking trust. They're about cracking open perspective. By evening, Jake had calmed down after Ethan revealed the eviction notice was fake. He grumbled for hours, muttering revenge plots, but Ethan had already moved to phase 2. While Jake left for his basketball league game at the local YMCA, Ethan called Sammy for backup. Together, they pulled off a full-scale apartment burglary simulation. They flipped couch cushions, stuffed random clothes into garbage bags, scattered cereal across the carpet, and even left the TV at a crooked angle. Ethan placed Jake's beloved guitar in the bathtub and taped a sticky note to it, "Rock on, burglar." When Jake returned sweaty and tired from his game, the apartment looked like a crime scene. His jaw dropped. "No way, we got robbed?" He dashed from room to room, heart racing. "My Xbox." He froze. The console sat untouched, a sticky note taped to it, "Too old to steal." Sammy, hidden behind the kitchen counter, whispered ghostly noises into the speaker system Ethan had rigged. A faint voice echoed through the apartment. "Leave now WW." Jake jumped, dropping his gym bag.
Like and subscribe if you want to
I'm
be
out.
happy and
He
motivate.
bolted to the front door, fumbling with the lock. Ethan and Sammy erupted in laughter, stepping out. Ethan raised his phone. "Got the whole thing on video. You almost cried." Jake glared, his face red. "You two are dead men walking." Sometimes, payback becomes theater. Every scream, every stumble is the proof that humor can disarm even the boldest personalities. But in this play of pranks, laughter is the real trophy, and Jake was unknowingly collecting it for Ethan's shelf. The weekend arrived with perfect weather, blue skies, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and the smell of charcoal drifting through Maplewood Drive. The neighborhood gathered for a block barbecue hosted by Mrs. Clarkson. Tables were lined with potato salad, ribs slathered in barbecue sauce, corn on the cob, and pitchers of sweet iced tea. American flags hung on porches, and kids raced around with water balloons. Ethan and Jake joined the crowd, both wearing casual shorts, sneakers, and baseball caps. But Jake had something planned. He wasn't going to let Ethan's fake burglary prank slide. As Ethan chatted with neighbors near the grill, Jake slipped behind him with a squirt bottle of ketchup disguised as soda. He squirted a perfect red streak across Ethan's white t-shirt. "Dude," Ethan shouted, staring at the stain. Jake roared with laughter. Revenge served saucy. The neighbors laughed, some shaking their heads. Mrs. Clarkson patted Ethan's shoulder. "It's just ketchup, dear. Better than mustard, trust me." Sammy, holding a plate piled with ribs, muttered, "This is getting dangerous." Next thing you know, someone's gonna fake their own funeral. The barbecue buzzed with music and laughter, and though Ethan was annoyed, he couldn't help but smile. The prank war had spilled from private to public, and everyone was in on the amusement. American gatherings, barbecues, picnics, tailgates, aren't just about food. They're arenas where humor, rivalry, and storytelling collide. Here, pranks transformed into community entertainment, and though Ethan wore ketchup like a battle scar, the message was clear: friendship laughs louder than embarrassment. That night, the apartment roof was their sanctuary. Ethan, Jake, and Sammy climbed up with folding chairs, cans of root beer, and a portable speaker humming soft country tunes. The city lights shimmered in the distance, and the September breeze carried the faint scent of grilled food still lingering from the barbecue. Jake leaned back, staring at the stars. "You know, maybe I deserved those pranks. I mean, I've been torturing Ethan since freshman year. Remember the mayonnaise donut trick?" Ethan chuckled. "Oh, I remember. Took me 2 years to eat a donut again." Sammy added, "And the time you filled his car with balloons." Jake laughed. "Classic." He grew serious. "But hey, I know I push it. You guys put up with me more than anyone else would. Guess I just like keeping things fun." Ethan nodded. "And I like reminding you that fun comes with consequences. But yeah, man, you keep life from getting boring." The three friends clinked their soda cans. Pranks, at their best, are not about humiliation, they're about heartbeat. They remind us not to take life too seriously, not to drown in the monotony of bills, deadlines, and alarms. In American friendships, laughter is a currency, pranks the loose change. And while Jake may prank today, Ethan may prank tomorrow, one truth shines: friendship is the joke that never gets old. The camera of imagination zooms out. 3 friends, silhouettes against the Ohio sky, laughing into the night, proving the motto true: laugh today, shine tomorrow.
Like and subscribe if you want to be happy and motivate.